Before Sylvester Stallone wrote, directed, and starred in his breakout role Rocky, which earned $115 million at the box office, and he took home an Academy Award. Before his iconic performance would usher in decades of parodies and impressions. Before he went into business with fellow action stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis, investing in the now bankrupt Planet Hollywood chain, and broke the all-time Razzie record with 30 nominations and 10 wins, including Worst Actor of the Century. Before he went on to star in numerous sequels to Rocky, Rambo, and The Expendables, bringing his net worth to $400 million. Stallone was determined to become an actor in New York but struggled to pay the rent. He took any part that came his way, including the lead role in a porno flick. You betcha, we've got the clip. While trying to find a buyer for his Rocky script, Stallone pawned his wife's jewelry and had to sell his beloved dog to get by. But when he finally made it in Hollywood after running as Rocky all over Philadelphia, what was the first thing he did? Nah, he didn't make that porno tape disappear, he went and got his dog back. What's going on, guys? My name is Michael McCrudden, documenting the rags to riches story of Sylvester Stallone prior to fame, here for you on Before They Were Famous. Now, I've covered other action stars like Arnold Schwarzenegger both before and after the fame, but I've covered other muscle men like Furious Pete. He actually came into the studio and helped me tell his story, like with me. It's very cool. Be sure to check those out, and as always, let me know in the comments down below who you want me to document next. Sylvester Gardenzo Stallone was born in New York City on July 6, 1946. He was the oldest of 4 sons to Jacqueline, an astrologer and women's wrestling promoter, and Frank, a hairstylist. He is of French, Ukraine, and Italian descent. During his birth, his mother ran into complications, and doctors actually ended up severing a nerve trying to deliver him. It left the lower left side of his face paralyzed. So if you want to make it in Hollywood and you're like, oh, I'm not tall enough, I'm too heavy or whatever, he did it with a paralyzed face. So there's hope for anyone. His family moved to Washington, where his dad opened a beauty shop and his mom opened a gymnasium. What a contrasting pair. But their marriage, it soon fell apart, and when the two divorced, Stallone went to live with his father in Maryland, the home of my gal pal, Mia Khalifa. After getting expelled from numerous schools where Sylvester had been voted most likely to end up in the electric chair, from there he went to live with his mom and new hubby out in Philadelphia. Yeah, because the kids in Maryland, well, they were awfully mean. He was later accepted to the University of Miami on an athletic scholarship where he studied drama. But things weren't going good for him again at school, so he decided to drop out and move to New York to pursue his acting career. While there, Sly took any job he could to make rent, but eventually his money ran out and he was evicted from his apartment. Homeless and penniless, he slept in a bus station for weeks. Then one day he saw a casting call for a film and landed a starring role in a little piece called The Party at Kitty and Stunts. Now if you think that'd make a good porn title, well, you're right. Ha! What was with the other guy doing the ring around Rosie? That was weird. Well, the Italian stallion, he banked $200 for his work, and from there dangled his manhood once again in the erotic off-Broadway play Score. Since his acting career was going nowhere, he started to focus on writing, pumping out a few screenplays. At this time, he also met his first wife, Sasha Kizak. Stallone refused to take any unrelated jobs to show business, and again, well, he ran out of money. This is when he resorted to pawning his wife's jewelry. Then on March 24th, 1975, while watching a fight between Muhammad Ali and underdog Chuck Wepner, well, he was inspired to pen a new script. He wrote for 3 days straight and began shopping the script for Rocky around. He did this for months with no luck, forcing him to sell his beloved bull mastiff for $50 outside a liquor store. Producers who loved the script, but they didn't want him as the lead actor. Stallone refused their offer for $100 grand and insisted that he would star in the piece. They eventually agreed to cast him, but only paid him $25,000 for that script. Still a lot of money, but he had a dog to get back. Stallone found that man outside the liquor store and offered him $150, triple what the guy had paid for that dog. The guy, well, he knew how to drive a hard bargain, and he wouldn't give up until Stallone gave him 15 grand, which he did, but at least he got his pooch back. Came out in 1976, it was a critical and commercial success, making over $100 million at the box office. Critics and fans alike rallied around the heroic figure, and it swept the Academy Awards with 10 nominations, taking home Best Picture. As for the rest of the story, well, you know the story because this is Before They're Famous. I feel like there's a lot more to tell when it comes to Sylvester Stallone, and I can continue on in an After They're Famous, much like we did with Arnold Schwarzenegger. We'll talk about his many divorces, we'll talk about Rambo, we'll talk about The Expendables, and everything in between. Let me know if you want to see that in a future video. Also, let me know who's next. I'll see you guys in another video. Adrian!